Hey, Candace, I know you really care about this, but little Timmy says if the Republicans lose the midterms, it's 100% your fault.
If the Republicans lose in the midterms, I believe that Candace Owens is wholly responsible.
Oh, yeah. And then there's this.
And she is a scumbag, okay? And she's getting worse every day.
Certainly bald and possibly a Mossad operative. Tim Pool says that Candace Owens is an effing scumbag and she's getting worse every day. Tim Pool says we're going to lose the midterms in 2028 because Candace Owens and her army of influencers want to burn TPUSA to the ground and divide and break the MAGA coalition. Let's listen to this and make some comments along the way.
It's Huey says, Tim, I work in construction and experienced the same thing. My coworkers are all in on the Charlie Kirk conspiracies. If the Republicans lose in the midterms, I believe that Candace Owens is wholly responsible.
Wholly responsible. Candace Owens is. It's not selling out to Israel. It's not calling the Epstein list a hoax. It's not covering for a pedo blackmail ring. It's Candace's fault. It's not raising prices through tariffs. It's not perpetuating the drug war. It's not even not putting a single person behind bars for the COVID 1984 hoax. It's not filling the swamp. It's not 50-year mortgages. It's not even having the reins of political power and failing to end the IRS and the income tax. It's all Candace Owens' fault, according to Tim.
She is one of the biggest podcasts on the right doing everything to go to war with the organization that helped get Trump elected. Turning Point specifically was going out and registering people to vote. Without Charlie, it's in trouble. Turning Point needs to be able to go out and rally young people and register them to vote. And
we got to register you to vote. You got to stay on the slave plantation, putting your suggestions in the slave suggestion box. That's how we get out of this thing. We keep on doing the same thing over and over, expecting a different result. Don't you understand that? This is a continued perpetuation of the left versus right paradigm lie, and I hope we're all getting sick of it.
She's doing everything she can to destroy that. And that is going to, I suppose, it's going to rip out the coffers on the right. There is no organization like Turning Point that exists anywhere else that has the resources and the reach. And without Charlie, I'm not sure that they can make it. But I can tell you this, Candace lighting a Molotov and throwing it through the window is not helping. And it's the most demoralizing thing ever. Additionally,
it's demoralizing to come against the beloved, glorious TPUSA, Turning Point USA, Peter Thiel's Palantir USA, protecting the surveillance and control grid.
All of the fucking cowards on the right who are too scared to say anything about her. Because she tweets at me talking shit or whatever, and then a bunch of people come and flood our chat. I could give a single flying fuck. You can come and you can burn everything I have to the ground, and I will happily live in a van down by the river. I don't care to be number one. I don't need to be number one. What I care about is what is true and what will help this country and what works.
Then why aren't you exposing Israel, Tim? Why aren't you taking the axe to the root of the corrupt tree that's really taking this country down? If you really care about truth.
And she is a fucking scumbag, okay? And she's getting worse every day. And she crossed the line. She continually crosses the line every day, insinuating that Turning Point literally killed the guy who made them all rich. And I hear this in the streets, and at a certain point, I'm like, holy shit, we're gonna lose the midterms. We're gonna lose the midterms. Then we're gonna.
Oh no, we're gonna lose the midterms. We had the presidency, we had the Oval Office, we had the executive branch, we had the legislative branch, we had the judicial branch, and we did nothing with it. We've still got the domestic terror cell known as the IRS. We're still waging a war against the people, calling it the war on drugs. We're still bombing people. We don't even know if they're fishermen or actual narco traffickers in the ocean. We're just taking the government's word for it. Hey, they're right. The dollar is continuing to be devalued. Gold and silver are telling us that right now, and that the short squeeze is afoot, and that all of what the Democrats and the Republicans have built is on a foundation of sand. It's all an illusion. And here's Tim pretending like he cares about the truth.
We're going to lose in 2028, and it's because she's a piece of shit. Because instead of saying, guys, let's come together and figure out how to work together, she says the stupidest, retarded crap. And now everybody's running around divided and broken. For what reason? For literally what reason? Now, guess what? I'm not on the best of terms with Turning Point either. In case you didn't remember, they didn't invite us this year, and it's become a big thing or whatever. I have nothing. I can say I know what they are. I know what they do, and I'm glad they do it. And if we don't get along, so be it. I don't know that they make it without Charlie, whatever. But what is the purpose of intentionally fanning the flames for 3 endless months of just nonstop retard shit, Candace? Holy crap. You know, initially in the beginning, she brought up some interesting things. New photos had emerged, and I said, wow, I even said this to Andrew Colvett at Turning Point at the beginning of October. Now she's at the point where it is video after video where she's saying it's an inside job. She's saying, like, there's a video of the dude, Mikey McCoy, grabbing his phone and making a phone call, and she's acting like that's weird. And
why are you acting like it's not weird? And why are you promoting and going to bat for TPUSA, which is going to bat for the government and believing and propagating the government's official story that a 30-06 was stopped in its tracks by a Charlie Kirk neck? And why are you perpetuating TPUSA, who's continuing to support the Man of Steel claim?
And then you get this other guy who's claiming that the business is a parking lot. Well, he full well knows businesses can be registered anywhere. To be fair, it's not only just Candace and saying what she's saying. It is all of these people who are like piranhas ripping the right to shreds. And you know what? A lot of cowards on the right being unwilling to say anything about it.
And like the right is not ripping the right to shreds. They're tearing their house down with their own hands.
Well, this is where we go. The Democrats are trying to find a way back to reality. They published this thing where they said, oh, we've got to, it's called Deciding to Win. And they said we have to address kitchen table issues. Like hell, I would ever vote for someone like Elizabeth Warren or Gavin Newsom. But what I think is likely to start occurring now.
And what did he just promote there? The cult of personality. What if an Elizabeth Warren or a Gavin Newsom started saying and doing the right things? What if they started eliminating property taxes? What if they started exposing the fact that the real root problem, the real root cause of all of our problems in America was the Zio International Banking Cartel known as the Federal Reserve? What does it matter what person brings that to the table?
Is the grifter right is cannibalizing itself. You are going to see the right now move from a populist base more.
Is there a right that's not a grifter right? Is there a left that's not a grifter left? That's what politics does. It grifts off of everyone.
To a neocon base. Democrats are going to go to war internally over the far left, and you'll see the emergence now of these deciding to win types, which, like Stephen A. Smith, will start agreeing with people like me and Joe Rogan. And they're going to try and win back the ground, and they're going to utilize the absurdity, psycho-reality of Candace Owens to rip people from the right so that Democrats can start winning again.
The absurd psycho-reality of Candace Owens. So we're supposed to believe the absurd psycho-reality of Tim Pool and Joe Rogan. Vote for Donald Trump. He's the change we need. Vote for Barack Obama. He's the change. He's the hope and the change.
And that is the reality the right has to contend with. Conservatives had a coalition. Charlie helped build it. Disaffected liberals came on board. People like Candace are intentionally burning it to the ground. Stephen A. Smith is coming out. Bill Maher even now coming out more reasonably. The Democrats are going to reemerge. Those that sold their souls for woke and to COVID are going to lose out, and they're going to retire. The AOC types, you're going to see her desperately try to moderate.
I can't stand listening to people like this, because to be involved in politics and to push a political party is to sell your soul. It's to sell your soul to the dark side, to corruption. Politics is now and will always be the clever and deceptive art, the dark art of using euphemisms, lies, emotionalism, and fear-mongering in order to dupe average people into accepting and even demanding the chains of their own oppression. And people like this are selling that dark art.
But we're going to see in these swing districts, they're going to try. Now, that being said, hyperpolarization, as I've already described, may affect New York and Los Angeles and Chicago. So we will see it. Maybe it all just gets ripped apart anyway, and you end up with 15 different factions all fighting for power in the federal government. All I can say is it is frustrating to look at everything that's happening in the world and realize, for a brief moment, my friends, maybe this is a little bit too black-pilled, but I'll say what I'm going to say. It looks like victory. A year ago, it wasn't a long, protracted election. It was a snap and done. Trump won. Wow.
Israel won. And when Biden won, Israel won. And when Barack Obama won, Israel won. Same with the Bushes.
And then one by one, cracks in this coalition begin to form. For whatever reason, the falling of Daily Wire, the ousting of Jeremy Boring, he's gone. Whatever it is going on with Daily Wire, I have no idea. But for some of these guys, their views have gone down. There's been heavy critiques. There's the Israel and anti-Israel rights now fighting each other. You see these cracks forming. You get the Tucker Carlson, Nick Fuentes dispute, and now Candace Owens is trying to burn down Turning Point. And so what it feels like to me is we're watching the ship sink.
Yeah, well, the ship ain't sinking because of Candace Owens. The ship is sinking because of something else. And the Tim Pools of this world know this, but they're not going to stop doing what they're doing because this is their bread and butter. Let me know what you think in the comment section below. If you want to support this channel, you can do it for free. Just like this video, share this video, subscribe to the channel, hit the bell notification icon, grab a shirt. By the way, for the next 4 days, all the shirts, everything in the shirt store, every design is 20% off. Take advantage of it. The link is in the description. Maybe become a channel member, but more importantly, understand that the government is the armed, and I'm talking about the leftist government and the rightist government. The government is the armed, psychopathic, parasitic, criminal, thieving gang you were afraid would take over in the absence of government. I'll see you in the next video.